right, everybody. Welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vogie.
And we're back with Sean Kelly from last episode to do your reveal of what
Whoop, whoop.
what the Bullhucker is. If you're new to the podcast, what we do here is we bring on a guest. They tell 3 stories of their life. The kicker is only 2 of those stories are true. One is a lie, a fib, or a complete piece of fiction. So at this point, Adam and I are going to try and guess. We're gonna paper rock scissors, and for once, I'm going to try and beat him. I mean, I'm like 0-4 for the century against this guy. Paper rock
Larry,
scissors.
you know me. Adam doesn't know me.
All right, ready?
Finally beat me. Finally beat me.
You know, there's 3 choices for paper rock scissors, and I've been like trying to get in his head and think what you're going to pick. Like, oh my god. He's in my head, but I won. This is a good day so far. Before we get started, you can always check out our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, bullhucker.com, or find us on YouTube. And if you go to YouTube, leave a comment below on what you thought the Bullhucker was, or subscribe. Absolutely.
Hey, can you spell that out?
Bullhucker.
Okay.
The
cool.
Bullhucker.
All right,
so,
cool.
Well, so now it's the point where we're gonna guess. We had 3 great stories last week. And so I don't have to pick first for once. That's nice. We had the basement, we had my grandpa, and we had Alex in the junior college overdose.
Okay. I'm going to go with my basement just because I don't believe in ghosts. So I know you're getting goosebumps during the thing. It's whatever. There's a fan on. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so that's where I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a weird thing, though. So this is tough because
I do read a lot of Stephen King. I've heard about basements. And
no one has got both Adam and I yet. One of us has always gotten it. And okay, so now it's up to me. And so that's why, because you don't believe in ghosts, that's why you picked that one?
Well, I mean, it just seems like a lot for like. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I've seen that movie.
Okay. All right. My Bullhucker. My long shot is the grandpa story. I wanna say, I get pretty emotional with
sneaky.
it. So but I don't know if you're a good actor or not, Sean. You know what I mean?
I'm sneaky.
Yeah, you are sneaky. So I don't know. But the Alex and the overdose story, I don't know.
Real?
You know, here's what I'm gonna do.
You
I'm gonna risk our record, Adam.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with my grandpa stories.
As the BS?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No.
No, it's too late.
Alex. I'm going to pick Alex and the overdose.
No, you can't pick Alex and the overdose.
I'm taking Alex and the overdose.
All right.
He's right. Alex and the overdose. Damn you! I felt like he should only get one choice, though, because I think he read my...
No, yeah. First I thought...
I'm not that good of an actor.
Yeah. And that's a great story. And you know what? I don't want the grandpa story to be a fake one.
So that's why
but you know what? What I thought would really get you is who in the hell has a statue? How many guys have served in the military?
Yeah, right. So that's all true. Your grandpa
that is
in Branson?
very true. That's so crazy.
You don't remember when he passed? How many years ago?
It's been a while. I'll have to get back to you on that. But
you were... Well, you obviously remember him.
Oh, so yeah, I went to the funeral, and
Were you an adult with the funeral?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
I would guess he was in his early 90s.
Okay.
But, that whole part about the that's what I thought was going to trip you guys up, because, like, the whole always making up a statue story now, and then, you know.
Well, it's tough because...
But that is actually really true, and it's in Branson, Missouri now, but it was in Washington, D.C., but who has a war memorial museum goes bankrupt, and then they just sell it, and then they ship it off somewhere. But they were like bronze statues of 50 soldiers.
Do you have a picture of yourself with that statue?
No, I didn't even know about this until like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't got to visit it.
That's something I definitely do.
When we were in Branson, we didn't get to go visit.
Maybe when Space Trash is touring the country, you can stop by Branson and take a picture. Space Trash mother.
I think you should go with Space Raven.
Space Raven. I remember you living in the house over off 34, right?
Yeah.
You and your first wife.
Yes.
I was in Pueblo at the time, and I went over there one time. I can't remember what I was over there for. We didn't go party. I stopped by to see something.
Did you get a creeper vibe?
I did. I didn't, but I didn't
And
go in.
You
We
know
were
what?
just
I
outside.
didn't when I first moved in there, but
Okay.
it slowly, and I don't know if it was her and those tarot cards.
But you said
I-
it started before the tarot cards.
It did,
Okay.
but Adam, that's no joke, man. Everything I told you in that story.
Well, in that story, you're talking about the lights going like super, super bright. Then
No,
like,
it
things
was so
calming
scary.
down.
So scary to the point where you would have thought the house was on fire.
Right. Well, what I was going to say is, then your phone rang. I just figured it was the electric company wanting to know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's a crazy story. Before we go on episode 1, you listen to it.
Wait
Matt-
a minute, though. Don't you want to hear what the fake part about the story was?
Oh.
It's
I
a
thought
horrible.
about
ending.
Alex and the... Okay. He died.
Alex never made it to the finals.
He passed away.
They gave him those 3 hits of acid, and when I got there to take the tests, they were taking him. I honestly don't know. I think he might have been brain damage, permanent.
Oh, really? What happened to the guys?
I hope they got in big trouble.
Well, yeah, they should. I mean, that's
Over a freaking scholarship.
yeah.
And this is one of the smartest people at that college was Alex. And his parents were putting him into like some kind of a weird like van with, I don't even want to say it was like an ambulance. It was like a psych ward van.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So he never even got to take the finals, which means he failed. His whole freaking sophomore year basically went down. And let's just hope to God he was mentally.
Well, with acid, sometimes you take too many hits, you just don't come back.
3
you go on a
hits of
perfect-
acid.
We went to school with a guy. I won't say his name out loud. He was 2 years younger than us. You know the story. Who took a bunch of acid, went walking down Fort Morgan Main Street naked. Remember him? Thought he was Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 Turns out if you take too much acid, you don't come back from that trip. So you're on a permanent vacation, Steven
And
Tyler.
Just so they could save a little bit of money on a scholarship.
Yeah. Not defending those guys, though,
Yeah.
but I mean, they probably gave him the acid, not realizing that it would take a real monster to know that you're going to do that. I don't know. It's horrible to say. It's
Yeah.
horrible what they did.
Yeah.
I'm not defending
Yeah.
it by any
Yeah.
means, but
And to this day, I've never gotten in contact with him again.
right.
I should try to find out because
Yeah, that's tough. Well, proud to say I'm batting 400 now.
no, I feel like he.
Whoop, whoop.
I almost had you both.
You know, actually,
close.
yeah,
Close.
you almost did. You almost did. And Adam, still 600, not bad.
yeah, well,
But next week
I'll get it next week.
we both hit 5, and then I take the lead.
So,
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you.
Hey, thank you, Sean, for coming on. It's been awesome. So, before we go, I do want to remind everybody, find us on social media. Support the podcast if you can. I appreciate everybody watching. This has been a lot of fun so far. Moose Lundstrom.
and we're Adam Vilke.
We got Sean Kelly here. Thanks again, Sean, for coming on.
My band doesn't have a name yet, but you'll see us soon.
Space trash, mother. Later, guys. Peace. Okay, everybody, welcome back. We just got done with the reveal of the Sean Kelly episode. Proud to say I got it right for once, and this was a big episode for me because I actually won the paper rock scissors part of
I
it.
know you were on it, dude.
We paper rock scissors to see who has to try and guess your story first. By the way, Jen Neb in the house.
Hi, everybody.
You're over
You're
here.
over
You're
there.
over here.
Everybody.
Jen's our special friend. I was just going to throw that out right away. Baha. But anyway, I got the story right, and I won paper rock scissors. I left here leaving pretty damn.
The rocks,
Nice,
paper, scissors thing.
nice.
That's the first time you had won.
It's
so
massive. So
that was
anyway,
huge.
because Adam's he's eerily good at that. It's like a weird superpower. Like superheroes, there's always that one that has the dumb power. That's Adam. He's like paper rock scissors man. You know what I'm saying?
Rochambeau.
Everybody else can pick up cars and throw them and fly and shit. And Adam is just like,
I love it. And what a great game.
so
It solves so many problems.
We played that so much when I was in high school. But the thing is, when you lose, they did the 2-finger smack. They got to hit you on your
What?
forearm.
Oh, right, the spit
Yeah,
smack, right?
Yeah, the fingers.
What?
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would not go over well today.
We would get off the bus with red, coming back from a baseball or football about sports.
You never had that.
oh,
Oh yeah, red, almost
Painful.
bleeding.
before we get going, though, let's start off saying I'm Moose Lundstrom. You already know me. We've been on this episode already. This is my cohort.
I'm Adam Vokey.
And today's guest for our 3 stories is Miss Jen Nebb.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
As I'd call her, a mom, a comedian, and a warrior.
Thank you very much.
You're a badass,
Thank
Jen.
you.
I've been following your progress, and that's awesome. Feel proud of you. You know, you're a stud. And then we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. We already started. I wasn't recording for the story you just told me. We're not going to tell, though, right?
No.
Okay, because we don't want...
My poor son, he suffers enough.
Oh, poor boy. How old is he?
He just turned 17.
17?
I haven't seen him since he got his driver's license.
Oh, really?
No.
Hold on. Let me...
He lives 25 feet from me, but I haven't seen him.
What kind of car did he get?
He drives a little 2008 Mercedes that he bought himself.
Nice.
Yeah, he goes around thumping town. His license plate vibrates. He thinks it sounds cool. It doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you have at that age, Joe?
I drove, actually, by the time I was already 17, I had already rolled my first car and lost my driver's license. I had a 72 Super Beetle with custom paint job and fancy bumpers.
Wow.
And I rolled it 21 days after my 16th birthday.
Did you buy that or did somebody buy it for
My
you?
parents bought it for $900.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine at 17, I was driving a 71 Super Beetle
Nice.
that my parents had bought from my English teacher for $400.
Nice. If I could drive a
So-
Super Beetle today, I'd still be doing it. Not the new one, the old ones.
Mine was an 81 Mustang, and it was not the cool kind of Mustang. It was the early 80s Mustang.
That's when they
Remember
started
those?
looking dumb.
That
Yeah.
had the plastic visors in the back
Yeah.
window.
Yeah. No, I didn't have that fancy shit. I had like the spoke hubcaps. I remember those things. They don't make them anymore because everybody's like, why would I want that? It had like the fold down seat and the hatchback and all that. And that car saw so much ass in high school. None of it from me. I never got lucky in the car. All my friends were like, give me your keys. I'm like, no, give me your keys. No. Fine. You know?
Oh, that's great.
Clean up your mess.
I don't think any of my cars in high school saw any ass. Yeah.
No?
No.
Okay. Adam,
Nope.
the Super Beetle didn't see it?
Nope.
Didn't get the old Volkster?
No.
Would our asses have fit? I wouldn't have fit with another person in the backseat of a Volkswagen when I was 16, 17 years old.
My buddy Ace, God rest his soul, love you, Ace, got lucky in a, it's like a little, like, not even a Ranger, like a little Toyota, like the old Toyotas they had back in the 90s. Remember that? With like, and it was a stick
Yeah.
shift. There was a stick shift in it, so there was a stick right in the middle. When he lost his virginity, he told us it was in that truck, and I was like, how?
Where?
Oh my God, where'd the stick shift go? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure
That
that
was
was
the
part
perk.
of it.
That's where two of the stink, one of the pink came from.
which virginity did you lose exactly? I'm kidding. I love you, buddy. We lost Ace last year.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Ace got it on while
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
here.
God bless him. And it was one of our friends' little sister, so that was an even better story. I was working on the campfire.
It was one of the no-nos.
Yeah, well, you
Off
know.
limits,
I don't
kind
know.
of.
Yeah, I don't know. It was Ace, so we're like, you know what? Good for her. Good for her. So, Jen, before we get started, what have you been up to lately? What's going on with you?
I have been the laziest person I could possibly find to be. You know, not only I've been going through my cancer treatments and life's been good. I've been feeling great. I start radiation tomorrow. First of all, I didn't know this was filmed live when you first asked me. I didn't know it was
Really?
a YouTube. So I just wanted to say I'm glad I fixed my hair.
Nice.
And I wore my fake boobs.
Nice.
So it's always fun to come and do stuff like this. I love you guys, and thanks for having me. But I haven't been doing a lot. Lazy. In
Right.
fact, I have a great story to tell you. When I go to radiation, I'm going to be out of town for 5 weeks because it's every day,
Ugh.
and I don't want to have to drive. So I'm going to stay with some friends who live near the hospital where I'm doing it. And I was up there the other night, and they have a daughter who I watched her be born. I have a very special connection with her. She's
That's very
almost
cool.
16.
It's very
And
cool.
her name's Katie, and I spell her K-H-Y, Katie. So she's super cool. She's super fun. And the other day she was sitting outside. We were out there, and her parents said, "What are you doing, Katie?" And she goes, "Just watching Miles take a shit in the yard." Miles is their dog.
Okay.
So I had the best laugh because I thought at least COVID has not only forced us out to get some vitamin D, but kids are no longer watching other kids play video games on YouTube. They're actually out watching their dogs take shits in the yard, you know. So
Just like we did back in the day.
back in the day before the streetlights came on.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
I just thought that was so humorous. But yeah, I've been nothing but lazy. I literally watched 70. My Fitbit told me I walked 73 steps yesterday, you guys.
My God.
Yeah, 73 steps.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's actually more impressive than like 5 or 6 miles.
I
That's-
know.
I'm so
That's-
worn out. I'm not going to make it. So yeah, I haven't not been doing a goddamn thing except just living life and getting through my treatment and enjoying everything I possibly can.
You
So
said that they make you fill your boobs with saline. Is that what they fill with?
eventually, not right now. Right now, there's nothing there. They have cut them off.
You should fill it with cocaine, make some money. Be a mule.
Be a mule.
You know what I'm saying?
Put a
Let's
zipper
open
in.
them, just back up and go for it. I could.
Yeah.
Like, instead of filling them, reconstruction, could we just leave some empty pouches with zippas?
Yeah. Tell me, how do you think I'm going to pay for this shit? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to become a smuggler.
That's right.
That's not a bad idea.
And
I
you get your
used to be
steps
able
in.
to stick a 1/4 pound of weed in my cleavage when
Really?
I was younger. So if I could get to that, it would just store them inside now.
I don't mean to brag, but I still can.
I can do it in my lungs.
That's okay. It's been a long time since I've tried any of that stuff. So but I gotta take a wee for work. So I can't.
Right.
I can't have fun like that anymore. So
I hear you.
because I drive a truck and they don't like that.
And
so.
I get it.
Yeah.
Surely they still have problems between the CDL and I want to get high
Right.
problem issues.
I think
So
some people they have problems with it, and for the most part, but there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's awesome. I didn't realize I just got back from Oklahoma, and I didn't realize it was legal there, but only medically.
oh.
So I went with Patty to Oklahoma, and her nephew-in-law, however you want to say it, says, I wish I lived in Colorado because there's legal weed. I said, it's legal here. He goes, well, it's a medical card. I'm like, take $50 down to the doctor and tell me you can't sleep, man. How hard is it?
Right.
Little initiative, man. How much are you smoking,
And it's wonderful from a medical standpoint. It's wonderful from a fun standpoint. It's wonderful from a social standpoint. So, and I'm not going to lie, I use it for all three,
Atta girl.
So, yeah.
I had 2 candies once. It's like the only time I've done it in the past 20 years. And I stared at the wall for an hour. I mean, I thought,
One of my funny stories today was about too many edibles.
we'll get there.
It didn't make the cut. So, yeah,
Oh, really?
next time. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, well, we'll get
No,
there.
we'll do it next time.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
get there. So, comedy, you have done a little comedy in your day?
I have. It's a nerve-wracking experience for me, but exhilarating at the same time.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever come off the show going, that was awesome.
Really?
And I've never stood up there without notes because I'm a nervous wreck. But
Then you're the only comedian that hasn't kissed their own ass when they got off stage.
yeah,
Like,
I think I'm funny, but I'm just like, huh.
You
And
are
half,
funny.
Half the time I get off and I'm like, did anybody laugh? I didn't hear anything that went on. I just
Right.
went up there and went, blah.
you get tunnel vision. Kind
Yeah.
of, you know what I mean? So,
But I love it. It's wonderful. I started about 6 years ago. I lost a bunch of weight and thought I'm going to do something crazy. And I thought, well, I could probably do that.
Where was your first time?
I did it. My first time was at Outriders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, up in Greeley.
Well, Dave Alloways. What's
with
up, Dave?
Yeah, hey, Dave.
Maybe we'll get Dave on this someday.
Dave's always a fun guy.
He's a fun guy. He's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a trip. He would do the same 5 minutes of
I was
material.
just getting ready to say he'd do the same 3 stories that we've all heard 1,000 times.
But that's okay. That's Dave.
That is
That's why we
Dave.
love him.
The thing I love about you, Dave, so much is that he does the same stories, but he changes the people in the story to make it more current. That's very, very thoughtful of you, Dave.
Very in the now.
Yeah,
And that's
this-
one thing I'm not. Current events, no.
Yeah, this was his Elvis impression for the longest time.
That's
and then
right.
it changed to what?
Then it was Prince,
It was Prince.
and now it's probably like Joe Diffie.
I love
So
it.
And all of my comedy is very real about my life.
Right.
All of it.
As it should be.
Yeah. So,
Well, let me ask you this. I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was you. Do you think comedy comes back the same as it was?
what do you mean?
After all the stuff the world's going in, all the PC crap, all the garbage happening in the world now, do you think it comes back to where it was?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'd like to hope so,
Right.
but I almost want to hope that it comes back even better.
I hope
There's
so.
so much shit to make fun of, but people
Right.
need to be less sensitive. I mean, come on.
But is that happening, or are they becoming more sensitive?
No, it's not happening. I'd love to just go down a line and slap people. Stop it.
Well,
Chill out. Take a chill pill. I don't get it. We need to make chill pills.
we do need chill pills.
Somebody needs to invent a chill pill. Get on it. Get on it.
They have invented chill pills. I assure you. I've tried one. It's that's when you want to take 27
Yeah.
steps a day with those chill pills.
They could
That's-
just, the drones should come back over and just litter all of us with a chill vapor.
right.
So,
You know what? I forgot about the drones.
I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and he said he saw about 15 or 20 over his house in Akron on
Really?
was it last weekend. Yeah.
interesting. And that's what makes us forget, huh? Speaking of mist, have you guys heard about this new alcohol mist?
No.
Okay, so I tried a shot of alcohol mist the other day. The machines to buy them are $8,000. So if you have a bar and you want to
Wow.
make a crap load of profit, So it takes 1/60th of the alcohol that's in a shot.
Okay.
So there's the profit right there.
Right.
You put booze in it, they fill up a balloon like a whippet, and you take this shot, and it hits your lungs instantly. You instantly catch a buzz.
You think that would hurt you, man? I don't know if I'd do that.
Well, I did one the other day, and I'm not going to lie. I instantly caught a buzz. Like nobody's business.
Really?
Yes, and I did a shot. It was Svedka, I think a citrus vodka is what was in there.
Okay.
And instant buzz, felt great. There's 0 calories. And these bars, if you buy
Do
one.
you seriously think we are concerned about calories?
Oh, no. But I'm saying a lot of people are. Yeah, I don't do skinny anything. Like if they made skinny raspberry donuts, I'd be down, but they don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 0 calories for people who are interested in that.
Right.
But you could charge the same amount as a shot, right?
True.
1/60th of the amount of alcohol. And people, you'd have to limit them. You'd have to, or you'd have bar fights every night.
How do you know how many balloons they've had, though?
Alcohol missed. I don't know. Mark them with a marker. I don't know. But
Hi, officer. You been drinking, son? Only 2 balloons, sir.
yeah, I've only done 3 whippets of
Nope,
booze.
I've just been breathing.
Yeah, but it was so interesting, and I read about them. They just don't have them around here. But this little store in Grand Lake, Colorado, where you can't even go in up there yet. No restaurants are letting you in. It's all takeout. But the bar front's open with the alcohol mister.
Wow.
And I went by and I'm like, well, I have to try that. Owen was driving. I'm like, let's
Right.
do this. But I couldn't believe the instant
Boom.
buzz. I've never felt that before in my life.
No,
Like,
I'm going to try it.
you have to try it. You have to try it.
When I lived in Pueblo, we'd party all the time. I worked at a nightclub. And they convinced me they took a spoon, this deep spoon, and they put Jägermeister in it, and they gave me a straw and right up my nose. Because yeah.
Really?
They'd convinced me that was the way to do it. And I said, well, I'll try it because Poppy's not scared of anything. Well, I'm scared the shit out of the spoons and Jägermeister now. It was the worst experience of my life to shove that shit up your nose. Yeah, it was not good. So that's when I come with like new ways to drink alcohol, I get a little old school. Like, can I just have it in a bottle?
That reminds me
Right.
of the Wolf of Wall Street. You guys know what scene I'm talking about?
No.
The beginning of the Wolf of Wall Street where Leonardo DiCaprio blows that cocaine in that girl's butt hole through the straw.
No, okay. It's been a while
Wow.
since I've seen it.
I've never seen it, so.
Wow.
Great movie.
Are you shocked? I have never seen hardly
Yeah, he's pretty.
anything.
No movies?
I
Not even
watch
Blades of
movies
Glory?
Is that your favorite?
I love Blades of Glory. It's one of my deserted island movies. Yeah.
Okay.
I could take it and watch it all the time.
All right.
I think of who's in that.
Will Ferrell
Ferrell.
and the John Heater. John Heater.
I think
I hate John
I
Heater,
think
though.
I
I
have
can't
seen that.
stand him.
Well, he didn't have much of a career. 2 movies and then he's gone.
Yeah.
And I see it. Napoleon Dynamite.
hated
I'm
it.
surprised it even was popular.
I hated it. I hated that movie. That's the movie everybody loves. I
I've
cannot
never
stand.
seen that one either.
Well, you're not missing out. Don't watch it.
You're not missing out on too much.
So, well, anyway, we came here to listen to some stories. So we get to that's sometimes when a friend comes on, it's hard because we just jump right into talking. So what we're going to do is Jen Nebb has brought us 3 stories. As usual, only 2 of them are true. One is the Bullhucker. It's a fib. Now, I'm going to ask you this. Is the story borrowed from somebody or is it complete fiction you made up?
The story is absolutely borrowed from somebody. I
Okay.
had such a problem coming up with a fake story.
That's been the problem for everybody so far. That's
Yeah,
what I hear.
and I had trouble taking a real one and even trying to beef it up or even down to
Right.
make it sound not fabricated. So
Right.
yes, it's absolutely borrowed from somebody else.
My mom's watching this, and she'll. It's funny because she'll guess, and I won't tell her. I'm like, well, it comes out next Wednesday. You watch with the rest of the world. And she got Andy Rice's wrong twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, well, I can spoil her because we're way in the future in this. But so she goes, well, I think Andy's is. I think it's the first one. I think it's the skunk one. And I go, okay, all right, okay. Then she texts me a day later. She goes, no, I think it's the GNU one. I'm like, how did you get both wrong? That's even tougher than getting it right. And so far, spoiler alert, Mom, you got the Josh Finley one wrong too. So, and I talked to his stepdad, Vince, and he's having a hell of a time with it too.
He said
so.
he can't. He hasn't been able to pick them either. So,
And how sad, because we live in a world where we can fabricate anything we want
Right.
in the universe. Yet
Right.
we can't be like, yeah, I can come up with a fake 10-minute story,
Yeah.
pull it out of my butt.
Well, it's tough because it's hard to. It's not your story, so sometimes that's the part that is easy to
Right.
pick out because you don't know the details, or you know what I mean. So we may stop and ask you a question here or there to kind of
Please
test you
do.
out. So this is episode 6, an even one, so it's me, right?
Are we 6? Yeah.
Yep. So,
Okay.
all right. So we have 3 stories here. Adam wrote down the trail dust ghost, the exact moment I realized I wasn't gay, and riptide with baby beluga. So I, since I got to pick the first story I want to hear. I like horror stuff, so I want to pick the trail dust ghost.
All right. So the trail dust ghost. So I graduated from here in 1990 and went to beauty school and college. And I ended up in Denver in 1994, 5. And I started doing hair, but you're pretty much a starving artist when you're up there.
Right.
So I got a job at the Trail Dust Steakhouse. And I worked there long enough to end up managing the Trail Dust Steakhouse. And I had a great staff. I had my great assistant, Kathy. Her and I are still good friends today. And I think it closed in like 2009. And I was there from probably 96 or 97 to 2000.
Okay.
And one night I was... I want to come back. I want to say I wanted to tell this because I heard Matt's great story from episode 1 about this theater being haunted.
Right.
So that immediately drew me to I have a ghost story.
Right.
And then I'm going to say, I don't believe in ghosts. And I still don't. One would have to come and like goose me for me to have to be
That's
like,
exactly
oh,
what
that
he
really,
said.
yeah, that
You have
really
to, like, pick me up,
happened.
check me across
Right.
the room.
But I have seen a ghost, so this is my story.
Okay.
So
Wait a
one
sec.
night,
You don't believe in them, but you've seen one.
I've seen one, but I still don't believe. Like it would have to touch me. It would
Okay.
have to get me
Okay.
for me to believe in it.
That was Jen Nepp, by the way. I believe
So
in you.
paranoid.
I don't want you to get me, goose me, or throw me.
Right.
Throw this big son bitch right here, or goose her.
I'm down.
So, do you guys remember the Trail Dust Steakhouse?
I think a little bit, yeah.
So when you walked in, they used to cut your tie
Tie,
off.
yes, okay,
yeah, and
yeah.
it had the giant slide. Do you remember the giant slide?
Was it by the Westminster Mall?
Yes.
Okay, yep. I know.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and up there around the entire slide was a balcony where people could stand around and talk. It was real dark wood and real dark in there. Cheap steaks, giant
Right.
slide, great place to take your family, cut your tie off, real casual, great place.
Right.
And so one night, Kathy had left and all the other staff had left, and I'm standing in there, and I've been working there 3-4 years at this point.
Okay.
And I'm walking out, and I look up in the balcony, and there's this man standing there that resembled Paul Bunyan. I immediately, and I looked away very quickly because I was like, whoa, what is going on?
Right.
But I remember thinking Paul Bunyan. He had like a red and black flannel lumberjack type shirt.
Right.
I didn't see what was on the bottom, but he was bearded and not creepy.
Was
old,
there a blue
old.
bull?
And he was leaning like this over the. What was there a big what?
Blue
Was there a blue
ox.
bull?
Unfortunately,
Blue ox or
babe,
something.
the blue ox was not there,
Okay.
which would have probably made it even more astounding to me.
Okay.
But this guy's leaned over the banister, staring right at me. And again, I looked and my heart jumped, and I kind of looked away because, it's not, it defies all reality.
Right,
You
sure.
don't want to see that shit. So I immediately looked away and then looked back and gone. So I was just like, oh, that was weird. And locked up and went home.
Right.
And I went back to work the next morning and told my coworkers about it. And sure enough, every last one of them that had been there for at least a year tells me, oh, yeah, we've seen him. And I've been there 4 years and not heard one story about this place being haunted.
Really?
And it scared the piss out of me. Like literally,
Right.
just joltingly scared.
Right.
And then gone. And you're just like, nah, I really didn't see that.
Right.
But they also said that they used to see a puppy running through the Trail Dust Steakhouse. I never saw the puppy myself, but
Right.
so yeah, I mean that's my ghost story. And just very alarming.
Was there
for-
any was it? I can't remember what's malevolent or benevolent. Which was the evil one? Benevolent's evil, right?
Is it malevolent? I guess I don't know.
Was it evil?
It didn't appear to be. I just leaned over the balcony, staring at me.
So just a creeper.
But the clothing is kind of I think what maybe
creeper
threw
with
me
no
off at
pants,
the end,
apparently.
because very definite different time period.
Sure.
That you would expect to see somebody in from. Nobody cut his tie off, so it wasn't a customer or anything.
How much longer did you work there?
I didn't work there very much longer. I was only there about 2 months, and then I took over a job managing the downtown and Capitol Hill area 7-Eleven
Wow.
whole district, which
Like-
is a whole other great plethora of stories
I
in
bet.
itself.
I bet. Downtown
That's one
Denver?
of my favorite jobs still to date.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
7-Eleven in downtown.
The Capitol Hill, downtown Denver district, 7-Eleven management job. I loved it.
You're out of your mind.
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
So good stories. I don't know if I could do it now.
Okay.
But yeah, this is back in, late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
Before I became a mom and had to, grow up.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
I never had kids, so
They ruin everything.
I'm not growing up at all.
Don't do it.
Last week when Sean was here, you took off because your girls were heading back home, and he kind of stuck around as I broke down him and his wife, and I took him to the back. We'll show you the back too. They have like little vaudeville dressing rooms.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, this is a very old theater, and Sean got so weirded out over here at this one. When he walked by that, he came back here and he got all weird, and I go, "What's the matter with you?" And he Sean Kelly was definitely weirded out by that back room.
I've never heard that this place was haunted, so it was interesting to hear Matt's story.
So he's been looking through tape. I asked him about it because they videotaped everything. I kind of want to leave one of these tape camcorders running one night, just kind of. But then I realized after he told me that one of the worst parts of being a ghost hunter is sitting there and watching hours of tape when there's nothing
It's like
happening.
watching water boil.
Yeah, hoping you catch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. All right. Well, that's a good story. So, I think it's a pretty believable story, though. So I'm not sure. I'm undecided. I'll want to hear another one.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna put that one in the believable one. So, Adam, your choice. You're up.
I'm gonna go with Riptide with Baby Beluga.
Riptide with Baby Beluga. So, okay. So, it's funny because before I tell this story, I really had to question, am I really this mother? Am I really this person? And years later, now that I'm, a parent of a almost adult himself, yeah, I am.
Right.
And I always have been. So we took a family trip to Hawaii, and we were out there almost 3 months, 5 different islands, had a great time.
Cool.
And at one point, we were out there for the van surf competition at Sunset Beach at one point in Oahu. So Frank had to go back to California. One of his friends had passed away.
Oh no.
And I said, just leave us here and go.
Beat it.
Yeah. So he went back to California. We were there about 10 or 12 days by ourselves. And so we decided to go swimming. And I'm so ocean experienced, right?
Okay.
Because I've lived inland my whole life. And I've also determined that I take up a lot of space. So I have a funny thing written down. I take up maybe 10 cubic feet, right? Maybe. Okay. And then I put on here, how horrible, you guys, would it have to be to have to use cubic feet as your measurement for like dating profiles or waste of space on Earth? I don't know how they would put it. But yeah. And I also put with that, I've been trying to be fit. And the way that I be fit is try to imagine other people naked.
That's how you...
Yeah, and I call it my desperation motivation. And I want to hashtag this. I want to hashtag desperation motivation because it's motivation that you pull from pure... I have to. I have no other choice but to get up off my ass and do something about it. And that is the new desperation motivation. And I think it's a great term for what we're all having to go through right now.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, we've gotten so lax.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just thought cubic feet is so funny. So yeah, I take up at least 10, maybe a little more cubic feet. And
okay.
I'm good. I'm solid in the ocean. I'm so experienced. So Owen and I decided to go swimming, and we were staying near Sunset Beach, but right across from the Airbnb was a private beach. So we go out there, and there's nobody out there. We decide to jump in, and we get caught up in a giant riptide. And I'm a really good swimmer, really good.
Okay.
So immediately I panicked. It was enough to make me panic, and my son's out there as well, and he was only 14 at the time, maybe.
Okay.
Not such a great swimmer. He quit swimming lessons at maybe 3 years in.
Right.
So at one point, I literally shout to my kid, "Save your fucking self. I cannot help you. Sorry, save yourself," know.
Right.
So the rule is if you get caught up in a riptide, you're supposed to just relax.
And get sucked down to the ocean?
Just relax. No, it doesn't suck you out.
No,
it will
it
eventually
pushes you.
push you out and get you to safety.
Yep. It'll spit you out offshore.
Oh, okay.
But the thought of relaxing in a riptide
Right.
and actually doing it are two completely different things. I'm in full-blown panic. So eventually, I get up onto the shore. I come and I'm talking screeching up onto the shore. That thing pushed me up so hard. It was unbelievable, the force that was coming up. So immediately I sit up, and I'm looking out there for my kid, and he's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? And pretty soon here it hits me. And this baby beluga, this is my kid. I call him Baby Beluga. He comes washing up in the exact same spot as me. and hits me so hard it knocks me 15 more feet up that beach, and I had an open road rash on my hip, on my flank right here, hind stake or whatever you want to call it, for 3.5 weeks after we got home. So baby beluga washing up on that shore. But yeah, I literally told my kid, save your fucking self. I'm sorry if you drown.
That's a true sink or swim moment right there.
Totally sink or swim. Yeah, fight or flight. I know what I am. I'm flying. Sorry, even on my own kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was just an interesting one. And I have another extra funny story from that same Airbnb. So one night at 4 o'clock, I can't sleep, and I'm out in the alley smoking a joint, standing there, and there's a domestic disturbance going on in the house next door. And they are fighting hard. So, of course, I'm standing outside listening, you know.
Of course.
And pretty soon, a Molotov cocktail comes flying out of that house and hits their truck.
What?
Their truck starts on fire and consequently starts their house on fire. Meanwhile, a neighbor moseys down and literally, he doesn't say a word to me. I don't know who the dude is. He literally takes that joint out of my hand, starts smoking it with me, and says, "Oh, crazy lady's up to it again, huh?" I look over at this complete stranger.
Right.
What are you doing here? You know, and he's
right.
just like, she torches cars all the time. She torches her boyfriend. That minivan that was across the street, she torches it. And I don't know if you guys have ever been there. There are torched cars all over Oahu.
No, I never
Oahu is
been.
quite trashy.
Really?
It's a whole lot of fun.
I
yeah.
bet.
But there's no scrapyards. And you can't get there. So yeah, you torch your car and get the insurance. You buy a dumper car, you torch it, get the insurance. So there are torched cars all over the island.
They don't clean them up.
They don't clean them up. And then they get stripped down and graffitied, and they just sit there on the sides of the roads everywhere.
I didn't. Wow.
Yeah,
know that.
Oahu's a fun place, but
It sounds like
it's
it.
so trashy and so much fun. I love it.
It makes no sense. They have all that. I mean, they don't have a landfill, but they have a volcano. Toss them sons of bitches in, you know?
The volcanoes are cool. They also don't have banks. There's no banks that we know here. They're all Hawaiian owned.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah, you can't find a Wells Fargo bank in any Hawaiian island.
Waka Waka
So
Faro.
if you ever go there, take a lot of cash in your own, and a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because you're not going to go ATM anywhere without paying huge fees.
Right. Like $10 a.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting.
Wow.
All right. Baby Beluga. What do you think so far?
I don't know. I just have a question. The stranger, was he wearing a red and black plaid shirt?
No, he wasn't. He was, he was a. I want to say Haole, but no, we're the Haules. He was a big Hawaiian guy. And he even told me. I figured she was Airbnb, but he's like, no, she's lived here forever, and she's done it to every boyfriend she's ever had.
Nice.
But it was just so funny the way he comes up and so casually just takes that joint out of my hand like we're friends and we've been friends for days or months or years, and just starts smoking it and passes it back. Oh, she's up to it again, huh? Like we're the Golden Girls at 4:20 a.m. watching the white trash Molotov cocktail torching going on next door. And then you hear the guy, "You just started our house on fire. You just started the house on fire." And I'm like, "What about your nice Dodge truck?" Like,
Right.
yeah, there's some craziness going on out there. I could live out there real easily.
But I think they have craziness everywhere. Like,
Yes, there is crazy everywhere.
There's
But that's
always-
my kind of crazy.
Molotov
Full on. There's some crazy people there. I met some guy named Mile High Fry Guy out there from Boulder. I was like, "Why is your name Mile High Fry Guy?" He's like, "I'm from Boulder." I spent 4 or 5 days with him at his coconut stand because he was the one that had the rum. He was home making the rum and putting it in his coconuts.
Nice.
So I hung out with him across from the beach and watched the van surf competition down there
Really?
for days. It was great.
Where's your son? I don't know.
Somewhere in a riptide. He'll get spit up eventually.
I told him he finds his way home, I'll buy him
Swimming.
dinner. That's horrible. All right. What's the...
Last one's you.
I don't know. I'm undecided. Those were 2 pretty good stories. I don't know. So the last one is the exact moment I realized I wasn't gay.
This is such a great story. This happened in Fort Morgan years and years ago. So imagine the taboo. Ooh. So I think I was still in high school, working as a waitress at the Wayward Wind.
Oh, wow.
And one of my good friends worked there. I've been friends with her my whole life, and we partied together and great, sleepovers, friends, the whole girly shebang bang thing. We're not friends anymore, oddly. And
Because she found out you weren't gay.
she
No, I'm getting ahead of your
probably
story.
because she's very involved in this whole story.
Okay,
so
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I'll shut up. I'm
So
sorry. Please
this
go.
is great. So we decide that there was a boy that was a cook there. Or maybe he's a dishwasher. I don't know. Anyways, cute. We went to school with him. We had fun with him, flirted with him all the time. We decide that one night we're going to get him and take him home and screw him together. It's
Nice.
both of us. We're a couple years older. We're like,
How old are you?
I am 48 now.
No.
Oh, how old was I?
Yeah.
I was probably 17 or 18.
Okay, all right.
So, and then, of course, yeah, this is back when it was the 80s. You could look like a truck stop whore. You know, it was no big deal. You just look like that. And I could have my pick of the pond back then. Now I've actually considered going gay because my odds might be better, you know. But that's a whole different
That's a whole
story,
other ball
too.
wax.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
okay.
whole
All right.
different story.
All right.
And now I always say, I always think about dating and relationships. Like, my first thought is, I may have to actually be naked in front of this person at some point, or will have to be, and vice versa. And that's something I'm really, truly ready for. That's one of the first questions that pops out of my head when I think about dating and relationships. Am I willing to get naked
Right.
with this person?
Right.
Because now I'm barely sexy adjacent, you know, at this point.
Stop.
So, well, you know, it changes things as you get older.
I mean, I understand your insecurity being you're sitting next to two supermodels at this table, right?
But wasn't it different when it was just like all carte blanche? You could strip it off and just get it
Girl,
on, and yeah.
I've never been in shape. Okay, this is all right. My nickname Moose didn't come from what I'm saying. Like, oh, he's.
I wouldn't say I've ever been in shape, but my tits definitely looked better at some
Okay.
point in my life. We'll say that. But
Hey,
yeah,
you know what? So did mine. Let's
yeah,
be
you know,
honest.
when you're younger, you're just like it's a different stage, and you're out having way too much fun, and
I
it's so
got
much
it.
easier.
I
So
get
yeah,
it.
this was all back then. So, we decided we're gonna take this kid home and screw him. So we can get him, and we're taking him back to his place, and we decided we're gonna get drunk, get it on.
Right.
So we drink and we're having fun, just three of us friends partying. Pretty soon she starts it. Let's get it on. So we're all three in bed, enjoying, having fun, yada yada. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And I felt an extra hand pinch my nipple. You guys, that was all it took. I knew it was my friend. I knew it was my friend that was a girl who
Right.
I'd known all my life.
Right.
Now
Right.
I've grabbed girls' boobs 100 times. I've
Right.
motorboated them. I've been to strip shows. I've done all of that with women now.
But the purple nurple was too far.
Not when I was 17 years. You know, because you're just like still finding yourself out and all that,
Sure.
and you don't know. You know, you have all those questions.
Right.
And the minute she pinched my nipple, it wasn't even a purple nipple. It was a sensual pinch.
Nice.
I was out. I was just like, you two can wrap this up. I'm getting up out of bed, getting dressed, and splitting town. I even ended up quitting my job. It was so
Really?
uncomfortable to me. And it didn't occur to me until years later that I was like, oh yeah, I know I'm not gay, and I know exactly when. I know I could pinpoint it to the moment that
Right.
I knew I wasn't gay, you
Right.
know. And I do have a gay niece. And
Okay.
it was funny because she, a few years back, asked me if she should try dick sometime. And I said, well, I don't know, you know, what do you think? When you close your eyes and what do you think about it? What do you
Right.
think about it when you think that? And she's
Right.
like, I kind of think, ooh. And I'm like, yeah. And I told her my nipple story. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of how I feel about it too. I'm like, don't bother trying it, you
Right.
know. So, but yeah, that was just a great memory from childhood because we were trying to be down and dirty as teenagers, and it clearly
You weren't
was
having-
not a thing for me. Not
you
at
should have held
all.
off for your college steakhouse days. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt.
So you just bounced, went outside, smoked a joint, and watched the neighbor lady go
I
crazy.
left. I got in my car and went home. And I think her and I had rode together. I think I probably ended up leaving her there.
Really?
Nice. But yeah, I don't know if they ever finished or resumed or anything. But I was uncomfortable enough to literally get up and leave just from that one extra boop. Boop. Yeah.
Hello. All right. That's three pretty good stories. I'm into it. You have a clear-cut one in mind?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's tough, Jen. You've been tough. I'll give you that.
I've got it narrowed down to two.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too. So, anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Jen, you're going to be back in the next episode, obviously, but before they go, where can we find you online?
You can, one of the only places, I think I'm on Snapchat, it's at Jennis Nebbis, JennisNebbis. And then my Facebook is a completely fake name, of course. It's Genevieve, EVE.
Taking friend requests?
Absolutely, I will take friend requests.
Okay. All right. I'm Moose Lundstrom. This is Adam Vokey. But before we go, I want to let you know you can find us on the bullhucker.com. It's all caught up, ready to go. YouTube videos, or if you want to listen to the audio podcast, the Podbean, that's on there. If you find us on Facebook, please make sure you leave a like our page, the Bullhucker Podcast. On Twitter, I don't know. I never see anybody on Twitter, so I'm not a big Twitter guy.
Me neither.
Instagram, we have an Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Just check us out on social media. Feel free, if you like, to pick your pick of Jen's stories. And when we put this out,
Good luck.
we'll put it under. We'll tag you in it. And if you are Jen's friends, feel free to put it in the bottom. It's fun to always see. No one's really tried to guess yet on any of these podcasts quite yet.
Nice.
But we've only had 3 out, so fourth one comes out with Michelle here Wednesday. So
Very nice. It would be nice to have an outlet for people to try to guess. Because I was even telling somebody about it. They're like, "Oh, do we get to guess?" And I said, "I don't think so. I don't think you're that special. I think just Moose and Adam get to guess by appointment only."
Right. Well, you can guess on Facebook. Make sure you check out the link and guess. So we're going to get out of here. And I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vokey.
I'm Jenny Neb. See, I got my Facebook name and my real messed up. Jenny Neb.
Genevieve.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
All right, guys. See you next week. Thank you. Peace.